This engine is an ISB'13. It's a 6.7 liter, and you can also find it under CM2450. This is how to replace the crankcase breather. And for this specific one, that is the part number CV52001, but check with your dealer. This is one of the easier ones to do, honestly. You've got 8 bolts. There are 4 on the left side and 4 on the right side, and they are all 8 millimeters. This one right here is a little bit more difficult to get to. That's probably the most difficult. The rest of them, you just get them off, and they should stay on that top of the housing. They shouldn't pop off. If you really reef on them, sometimes they'll bust off. Just be careful not to drop them back there if they do come off, but most of the time they're gonna stay within that. So get all 4 of them off one side and then all 4 off the other, and then you can stick a pick or a screwdriver in there, and you might have to wedge it a little bit, but once it cracks, you'll be able to lift that up. Just be careful around this one. That's the most difficult one to get to because of the sensor. I got that one out, and I was thinking of one of the newer ones. These ones do fully come out. They don't have any retainer on there to keep them inside that housing. Take the filler cap off. I did forget about that. Just set that off to the side. And you should be able to just lift it off. And if you can't, if it's stuck at all, you can get a screwdriver right there and just press up just a little bit, and that'll crack it loose. And that should free float there. And then what I do, I can't really do it with one hand, is I'll have to lift up right here, and then this part I'll lift up, the filter itself, and slide that out. But because I have so much junk right here, what I'm gonna do before I take that out is wipe this with a rag away from the inside. So you wanna push down and wipe that out. You don't wanna take this off and then try to wipe that. You get a bunch in there, and that is no good. So let's get that off first. I've got it wiped down decently on both sides, and if you need to, you can get a screwdriver in there and just crack it just a little bit, and then the whole thing should come loose. So when you get this off, it should look identical to the new one. There's only been one time ever where the top was separated from the bottom. It was cracked. I don't know how the whole thing was cracked all the way around, but I've seen that once. So you want it to look identical to the one you are replacing it with. Lift this up with one hand, and go ahead and lift that up and pull it out. You could detach the whole thing with this clamp there if you want, but there's really no point to that. I just can't do it with one hand. I've got to use both hands. This is what it'll look like upside down once you get it out. I would recommend keeping it upside down the whole time until you put this in something you can drain the oil, if there is any, in there to get that out, because on the bottom there are no openings. Sorry, on the top there are no openings. This is upside down, so that way I can't spill oil anywhere. So I just go ahead and set this on the ground or wherever I need to while I'm working on it. As you can see, I got a little bit of junk in there, so what I'm going to do is take a clean rag and wipe it away from those portholes there. I'll wipe it around. Don't use the rag that you already used to wipe up, because you get a bunch of junk more in there. So go ahead and get that all wiped up as best you can. What I recommend doing at this point is go ahead and look at that gasket and make sure there's no breaks in it anywhere. If there is, you'll likely see a little bit of oil on the outside, or if you had some sort of oil leak up here, then that gasket is likely going to be shot and you'll need to replace it. But this one looks fine. Hopefully yours is fine too. And once you inspect that and all is good, then just reverse the process and get the brand new breather filter in there, and make sure it seats nice all the way evenly across. You don't want this sitting slightly askew, because then when you go to put the top of the housing on, it's not gonna fit right, and you're gonna be sucking air. That is sitting good all the way around. Then we get that back on there, and then you go ahead and you tighten down all 8 of those. What I do is dry fit it and just push it down, make sure it touches everywhere that it's supposed to. And then I'll start right there on that one. Then I'll go over here, I'll come over here, kind of a crisscross pattern. I won't just go all the way around, do a crisscross until I get them snug, and then tighten them slightly more. I don't know the torque specs on this, so I'm not gonna tell you what they're supposed to be. You just have to look those up, but I always do them just hand tight. Once you've done the pattern and you've gotten everything tightened down to whatever the torque spec might be, then go ahead and get the filler cap back on, and you are done. That is pretty much it. It is pretty easy as far as these go. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped somebody, and if it did, please consider subscribing. Safe driving out there. Have a good day. Bye-bye.